Okay, my name is Sayil Camacho, and I have not had an abortion, but I am pro choice, and this is my coming out story. Um, as a Latina who grew up in a very strict religious home, the choice of having choices, meaning being pro life, being pro choice, that sort of dialogue didn't happen in my home. It was the pro life decision was made for me, but it doesn't resonate with my feminist identity. I believe that as women, we should all have the ability to explore what's best for us, whether it be having a child or having an abortion. That's up to the person, and it's not and should not be imposed by a religion or by the government. Um, and this is why I think it's important to start this conversation. Too often, I think what is happening in families among women, mothers, and daughters, and even sister to sister, we're not being honest or having an open conversation where we're feeling supported in our identity. And I think if we want to rise up as a community and be empowered in our identity, we need to be able to have those conversations in a safe space. And we need to be able to provide support in this idea of exploration and what does that choice mean for you? And that's why I'm coming out as pro choice.
Why do you think more people should share their stories?
In my experience, especially with my religious background, the cultural Catholic Mexican background, there's this culture of silence. So it's either it's assumed that everyone is pro-life, and if I'm not, then I can't speak out because I'm going to be seen as betraying my family's values, my religion, and so instead I'm silent. And that, I think, happens too often within Latina households.
So why do you think it's important for abortion to be accessible in your community?
Abortion needs to be accessible in my community because it goes with the idea of having a choice. If I choose to have an abortion, I should be able to have access to a safe space to have an abortion, a clean space to have an abortion. Abortions should be accessible and considerate of my income. It's a difficult decision, I think, to arrive at that decision. And it shouldn't, and women who arrive at the decision shouldn't experience additional challenges and marginalizations for having gone through that experience.
So what does your feminism mean to you?
My feminism is about empowerment. My feminism is about owning my cultural identity, recognizing that I culturally identify with my Meso-Catholic values. And I can be in that space, but I can also be a feminist. I can also recognize and talk about the limitations of the Catholic religion, for example, the limitations of the culture of silence, and provide a safe, supportive space for other women so that we can have an honest dialogue and make room for counter narratives. Because I feel like my position to be pro-choice is a counter narrative.